my name is Caitlin Yop, and I will be explaining the items that I chose to include in my culture chest on the outside and the inside. So, to start off, it's kind of heavy, picked a pink box with my initials on it and white glitter. I think that was a good way to start off because when most people describe me, they will probably say bubbly, outgoing, girly. So I thought the pink box was very fitting. But without further ado, I'll start explaining some of the items. So in no particular order, I'm just going to go around and I'll take them off and explain. So first, I would like to start off with the Miss America crown. I competed in pageants for 19 years of my life, and pageants have shaped me into the woman that I am today. Thanks to pageants, I can confidently walk into an interview room, whether that be for a job, internships, and be proud of the answers that I can give and my speaking abilities due to the many years of practice and time put into making sure that I was prepared for interviews and on-stage questions. They also gave me a better understanding of social issues in our country, in our world, and specifically in our state as I prepared for whatever may be asked of me in those interviews. So I have a lot to thank of pageants for making me the woman I am today, and I'm very thankful for the way that they shaped me into an outgoing and not afraid to talk to anybody type of person. So I wanted to include the Miss America crown. Next, I have taped on a picture of the rosary. From a very young age, for as long as I can remember, my parents have raised me to have a very strong Catholic faith, and with that comes praying the rosary. I also received a Catholic education, so the rosary was something that was in my daily life. It hangs in my car. It's what most people see when they first get in my car. It sits on my nightstand. It is a huge part of my life. So I think most of my friends, if you had to say what was one thing that really describes Caitlin in a whole entity way, would be the rosary. I pray it a lot, good times and in bad. I just feel like this is my kind of out of a thing to do when I'm stressed or if I just need a little reassurance in life. I really enjoy praying the rosary, so I wanted to include a picture of it. It's a little heavy. Turning the box around. The next thing I wanted to include was a picture of my MRI, my most recent one. As you can see, this disc right here is a lighter shade than the rest of them because it is degenerative. So what that means is that it's slowly degrading over time. I was not born like this. This happened from an accident during dance, which I'll get into later when I get into the box. But dance played a huge role in my life, and this took me out of dance. So I just wanted to put the picture of the MRI in there to show after getting this diagnosis, I was only 16, 17, so I had to go to Shriners Children's Hospitals for checkups, MRIs, x-rays, the whole 9 yards to make sure that everything was okay. And there I was just reminded that even though I was going through a rough time and that I was struggling with myself and the diagnosis that I had received, that there were others out there that had it much worse and that I still had lots to be thankful for. So I just wanted to include this because it was a reminder of a time in my life when I was really down, but I was also reminded that I have a lot to be grateful for and a lot to be thankful for because it could have been a whole lot worse. Spinning it around some more. I included a picture of my family. It is my mom, my dad, and my little brother, who doesn't look so little, but he's only 14. This was taken last week after one of my brother's football games, and I just think it's a very good representative of how close-knit we are. I could have included a picture with all of my first cousins and aunts and uncles because if one of us does something, the whole entire family shows up and shows out to support. And so I just think that was a good representative of me and how I was raised in my upbringing of a very close-knit family, and knowing that I have probably close to 30 first cousins between my mom and my dad's side that I could call on for absolutely anything and know that they'll be there in just a second. And that has a lot to do with my culture and my personal identity, that they instilled in me that family is a very close-knit environment. And lastly, for the outside, I included a picture of my graduating class. I know, very small, not many of us. I graduated with 34 other people. We attended St. Mary's Catholic School, which was a small private Catholic education. And I cannot be thankful enough that my parents did everything that they possibly could to pay the tuition for me to have that private education. These people helped shape me into the person I am today. After going to school with them for 13 years, they saw my highs and my lows and loved me through all of them. And I think that was just a really good example of unconditional love from those that aren't family and those that are just in your community and in your circle. So that's why I included this. When I was picking the items for the inside, I kind of went just a little deeper. So I first want to start off with my point shoe. I know it doesn't look like much for those who don't take dance, but this has time and years and hours, and I can't even imagine how many minutes spent in this. There is dried blood. There's no telling what else, but this point shoe means so much to me. I danced for 18 years. I danced after my injury until I physically couldn't endure the pain anymore, and so dance was out for me. I knew that I had 2 hours every afternoon to go and express myself and to go and to have that just out for anything that I was dealing with. If I had family troubles, friend troubles, I knew that I could go to dance class and that I was only going to focus on dance class. And I danced in college. I danced throughout pageantry, and I just think that it shaped me into the person I am today. It gave me discipline. It gave me time management skills. It gave me determination. So lots of those good key qualities came from dance. I've also included two things came out at once. I included my children's Bible. I wanted to include this. I knew I already had picked the rosary, but this was just a representative of my childhood more specifically. So each page has a little Bible story that's kid-friendly, and my parents, throughout my whole entire childhood, we read this probably close to 100 times. Instead of telling me normal bedtime stories, we read one of these every night. And they instilled in me my faith and my religion and my love for God, and I just thank them for that. And I cannot express how happy I am that I still have this after all these years. And so this just is a representation of my religion and my faith and all of that. This tried to come out the last time, so we'll go to this one. I wanted to include my current job name badge. Though I've only held this position since August, it has already made a monumental impact in my life. I work as a college and career coach in my local public school system, and what that does is just making sure that every student graduates with a plan, whether that be to go to post-secondary school or to get a job straight out. We want them to have a plan and know that there's something out there that fits them. And just some of the stories that I've heard, some of the things that these children go through that I didn't realize happened in my community. It's been a very eye-opening experience getting to see what happens that most people in our community don't see because it's swept under the rug. So working firsthand with these children in the school system, I get to see their struggles and I get to help them through them. So that's why I wanted to include this, because it's been a huge part of my life, and I'm running out of time. These two kind of go hand in hand. I included my Mayor's Award and a picture of my Christmas bell painting. So if you've ever heard of Natchitoches, Louisiana, you have probably heard of it because of the Christmas festival. So for 7 years of my life, I dedicated my whole entire Christmas season to being an ambassador for our Christmas festival here in Natchitoches. And so because of that, I have received 7 of the prestigious Mayor's Awards given throughout the city. And I just think that's representative of my service and the time that I like to give back and my love for people. But yeah, I'm running out of time. So thank you all so much for listening, and I hope that I gave y'all a better understanding of who I am as a person and my social identity.